Nia savesima liatavia moroko deveshese, mimaria, ni balianto, lishaya sanase taliata. Yala ila, nitia niyasha, miatoveke liasa. Namaste. Nia savehela liavo o moroko shetese sisianatu. Maiden, spin your circle white, weave a web of shining light. Stag and hawk, bear and wolf, bind us as one. Mother, spin your circle red, weave a web of glowing thread. Earth, air, fire and water, bind us as one. Wise one, spin your circle black, weave the wisdom that we lack. Moonlight, starlight, sunlight shimmer, bind us as one. Ladies, spin your circle bright, weave your web of dark and light. Earth, air, fire and water, bind us as one. Binds us as one. Nyashotea, mahalete. Sirasona ya ilakisena so paro oshe tiala inana. Good day, good love, good light. Illuminators and way showers, thank you. Thank you for being with us once again as we share our divine gods and goddesses within us, as we explore our multidimensionality through the languages of lights, through light language, through song, through starlight, moonlight, our connections to all of that and all of you, to our animal spirit guides, to our angels, to all of that which we are as we experience ourselves in a new way in this new age of Aquarius, as we join together now on this 3rd day of July, 2020, and we express ourselves here on these Goddess Fridays as we remember the God and Goddess within us, that we create our own reality by the vibration that we create moment by moment, and how can we appreciate and value ourselves and love ourselves by knowing ourselves more fully, and by expressing ourselves in this way and sharing with you and reminding with you the light that's within you, the God, the powerful God and Goddess within all of you, as we really do celebrate the goddesses that have inspired all of us, the gods and goddesses, those who also have come to show us that we're all one, that everything is one, that we are a part of the one, the all is the one, and we are all components of the one, and that everything in creation makes up all that is, and we are part of all of that. And by virtue of that, we're all connected to all things. And we're understanding now more and more than ever our connection, our ability, our psychic abilities, our clairs, if you will, the ability to sense and hear and feel things that we have never been able to before, in a way we never have been able to before, to connect with our animal kingdom as we celebrate that this day before Independence Day here in the United States. And I think that all of us are experiencing right now this feeling of wanting that independence again, that maybe that our choices have been taken away from us. And how is it that we can navigate through all of this and see the wisdom and the beauty, maybe the wisdom that we lack, and the beauty in the messages that our angels and our guides and that all of us have with each other. And I've been feeling a great sense of unity with the idea of Saint Francis of Assisi, the guardian of the animals. And as many of you know, if you're new to my channel, please do visit my Languages of Light's YouTube channel, where for the last 5.5 or more years, I've been expressing my own connection to the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the sun, the moon, and expressing the idea of the information, data like codes, if you will, the information coming through all of that, and that our plant kingdoms speak to us through the colors, the waves, the songs that they sing to us, and guiding us all to be in nature, for that is our natural state. And so today I have a lot of oracle cards I want to bring to you today that I've chosen, that were with my guides, the emissaries of the Light Collective, and with Dave and our Animal Kingdom Collective, and all of you, as all of you bring your energy with me as I prepare for these contacts with each other. And I almost said first contact, and I will say that because for many of us, this is our first contact with each other. So that's part of, excuse me, I guess the message today about first contact is that it begins with us. And isn't it interesting that right now we really can't contact each other in the way that we're used to, touching and hugging and kissing and doing the things that we're used to doing, and having to stay away from each other. And yet in this staying away from each other, in this separation, we're actually understanding how we really are one, and how we can gather in new ways and contact each other in new ways, and how we can express through this internet collective consciousness how we are so smart to have created this for ourselves, and how all of this comes into, how does this play all into today? So if you'd like to join us today here in the Zoom room, we welcome you to do so. On my languagesoflights.com website, you can find the Zoom room link on the Goddess Friday page. It is there every week for you to join, and you can also click on previous Goddess Fridays. Thank you, Dave, for all your help on the website, and thanks to all of you new subscribers and my first contact with all of you. And so many of the beautiful synchronicities, again, that I share with all of you, because it ignites the synchronicities within you that remind you that all of this is connected. And these are just signs and symbols for all of you to remember that you are connected to all of you, to each other, to all of nature, to everything that exists. And so I was guided today on this day of not only the Independence Day coming up tomorrow on the 4th of July, but also the full moon and all of this beautiful partial eclipse energy. Eclipse is a big part of my life. I have a unicorn, a stone unicorn outside by the name of Eclipse. And so we have been also guided that there's a lot of information and energy that we have been downloaded and being through in between these eclipses and the energy that it holds, and through also the animal guides and synchronicities of me and Dave and the things that we experience and share with all of you. We hope that it inspires and connects the synchronicities to show you your connections to all things. So with that said, please do join us in the Zoom room. Come hang out with us. I want to say hi to everybody who's in the room. I wanted to say hello to all of the July birthdays. I wanted to say happy birthday to Beverly, who is here in the room. I wanted to say happy birthday to my youngest son, Matthew. Love you if you're watching. And to all of you to make a wish today, and for all of us to realize that to wish for that which what we need, and allow the universe by way to show us by synchronicity all of those things. And I want to show you just by way of my first synchronicity today in honor of the Animal Collective and Saint Francis of Assisi. The little synchronicity as we were in the pet department the other day buying some dog food for my dog Ranger. And he's in a lot of my videos. If you're new to my channel, you can see him. And he and I started the channel together. It was in walking with him in the woods that I received a great many downloads and messages about light codes and animals and plants and my connections to the indigenous peoples of this planet, the indigenous peoples of the United States. And so today, tomorrow, as we celebrate the full moon, it is the buck moon, named by our Native Americans here in the United States, because it's when the bucks, the deer, the stags first get their antlers as they start to grow. So we celebrate the beginning of this, and we've even got a little horn on our little unicorn here. So, and if you guys were with us last week, if you didn't catch it, please do. Last week, we unveiled the deck that I had just gotten, and synchronistically, I didn't even realize that this was the buck full moon this weekend, and also Independence Day. And so we were just marveling at that synchronicity that we unveiled this deck last week, and this happens to be the buck moon. So I'd like to begin the card readings today when we get to that, and excuse me, with celebrating that idea as well. But I wanted to celebrate this little synchronicity as we were checking out at the pet store, and already checked out, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a unicorn. And Dave's like, you got to get back in line. You got to get it. You have to get it. So I didn't realize until I was in line and showed Dave a little bit later as we were walking out. He's like, oh my God, they have names. And I said, oh yes, they do. And I forgot to tell him its name is Wish. So for all of you today, and all of you birthday people, and all of us, make a wish, whatever that is that your heart desires. If the one question, if you could have anything you really wanted, if you could be what you wanted, do what you wanted, live where you wanted, work where you wanted, what would that be? And even if you don't know what that is, allow the synchronicities in the universe to bring that, your wishes, and to remind us all that every wish comes true. And even Dave and I were talking about that one day, about the idea of birthday wishes and candles and blowing out your candles on your birthday. So I was just now reminded of that, about a candle company that was talking about wishes. And so, and also I have my unicorn deck here, you guys too. So all of you, just take a moment to take a nice deep breath and send your wish out to the world. And whether you believe in blowing your candles out or snuffing them out, whichever belief system you're a part of, the belief system is that when you blow out the candles on your birthday, you are sending your wishes to the universe to know that that wish will come true. And so I just want to share that with all of you today, and being this birthday and again, Independence Day for the United States. It's kind of our birthday, if you will, in the US here. And so all of us right now, as far as that idea, it's really about independence. All of us wanting to feel independent in our own hearts, independent and feeling good in your own skin. So today is about, as you can see, we're celebrating the animals, the animal collective, the animal energy. Today, I have some synchronicities for you with that as well. So today is about celebrating St. Francis. And so there's a few things I wanted to share with you briefly about some notes that I made. Hi, everybody. I want to say hi to everybody out there also who has joined us today. Hi, Dramatic and Lisa, Beverly, Jody. Jody says, love your outfits. Loving. Yes, Lisa, that is correct. That is a Wiccan chant. The song that I sang at the beginning is a song that I was in my shamanic journeys. I had found, I don't know how, by synchronicity, I had found that song, and I heard it played on YouTube, I guess, and something like happened inside of me. And I realized that this was part of my journey, was showing us this binding of all of one, the elements, the earth, air, fire, water, ether, love, the idea of the mother, the mother earth, the even the weaving a web and the spider web, the wisdom, that we lack, bringing in that wisdom from the moonlight, the sunlight, the starlight, remembering that we're all one, the weave your web of dark and light, the balance of all things, the dark and the light, binding us all as one, and how this whole circumstance that we're all in globally right now is binding us as one. We're finally remembering we're all one. We're all in this together. How else could we experience that if we weren't all having the same experience all at one time? Even if we are experiencing it differently, we're all having a general similar experience. So interesting that you knew that was a Wiccan chant, and that the idea is we're all magic. If we want to call it the shaman, as we connect to the wisdom of the ages and the mysteries of all that we have woven, we remember who we are, and we remember we're connected to all things. And we even remember how even those who were considered witches, because they were in touch with the elements and knew how to use words and understood the power of the words to cast a spelling. So here, as light language linguists, one of the things that I love doing, Dave loves doing, is we love exploring language, the beginning of language. How does what we say matter? How do the words that we use make a spelling? What do we say? How do thoughts become things? How do thoughts become a belief that create realities we do and do not prefer? That's what this is all about. And exploring, how do the animals remind us of this? How do the sunlight, the starlight, as even you said this morning, I looked at a lot of stars. When we are looking for answers inside of ourselves, we somehow instinctively seek it out, looking at the stars, looking up. We look at the sun, we look at the moon, we look out to the love that we know is out there seeking guidance. We always look up. and even people have said that, even you said that to me, your thinking face, because I'm looking out, looking like the answer's out there somewhere, it's like I'm so that you recognize that song is about the idea of we are magicians, we are magic, and we're remembering this, and we're all as independent as we feel we want to be. And I have been experiencing this myself, and this idea. And so this is very synchronistic for me as well, in that how can we feel free, completely free to be ourselves despite the circumstances around us? How can we be in our highest joy, comfort? How can we be in that state without the conditions, reminding us that we are the ones who create the condition overall by our frequency, one of us at a time, and that it is the frequency that creates our next reality, and how we can perpetuate or not perpetuate these frequencies, and based on our thoughts and our belief systems. So me too, Lisa, I was definitely a witch in a past life. I've seen images of myself in situations of being a witch, that these are the things that we connect with, you guys. We remember, like I remember being burned at the stake. I remember seeing myself looking at the audience watching. I remember seeing myself watching myself. I remember seeing all kinds of those images, but we have to remember that is a part of reminding us of that we've always known. We've always known our power, and it is time to step back into our power. The leaders, when the people lead, the leaders will follow. This is such an important message right now for us in 2020, and again for us, for the United States. And again, here we're back again in our harmonic convergence again. Here we're 2020, we're back into another election, which I completely forgot about, that November, the 11th month, is election month here. So, which I have not even been paying at zero attention to the news in any way, shape, or form. So, but there's been some significance that I've been I've been getting from my guides about November, about the children being born in November, about the fact that even my being born in November, the 11th month, what it's going to mean for all of us, the fact this is year 2020, which is 11/11. So all of these things come into play. I'm just kind of watching, I'm kind of checking yeah, she says, yes, it's all too familiar to me, symbols and visions. So and she says, Lisa says, it's taken me a lifetime to realize this. It took me a long time to realize this too. And to understand that this has always been an innate connection within all of us. And this is just rememberings. I mean, we can remember those visions any way we choose. And we don't have to look at it as trauma or anything like that. We can look at it as it's a remembering of all that we are. So this is what, so lately, a couple of things have come into play. I've always been around deer all of my life. I've been kind of channeling their energy for a very long time. They've always been around me physically. And so that was part of the synchronicity with the stag moon as well. And my connections to the deer, and they've always been literally around, you know, everywhere I've lived, I've always had them around me. And there was some things that I was receiving about this, couple of things I wanted to share with you too on, this is also the thunder moon. So there was a synchronicity with that too, with shamanic, the pipe that the gentleman created for us, and his name is Loud Thunder, and it is made out of the red, is it soapstone? Which one was it? I was going to grab the pipe to show you guys because I haven't initiated it yet. I don't remember. Which I may do tomorrow, because this is also known as the Thunder Moon. We'll think about it. Is it not soapstone or the anyway, it's why can't I think of it? And neither we will. Anyway, and it's only because it's only it's only in a certain part of the world.
Well, there's only one quarry.
One quarry that,
and only indigenous Indians with permission
are allowed to
take
it and use it for anything.
They're used for making.
They're used for only making for for peace pipes and things like that. So Dave found this this gentleman, and it was it the only one he had, I think, and his name was on there.
Yeah, so I guess we read that they weren't allowing more to be removed,
and so no more pipes would be made. Is that correct?
Except for specifically for the shaman,
for the shaman, or so I felt. And interesting, because I'm realizing too, it's the same color as this. It's kind of got that. I'll have Dave get it for you when he gets up next. So, so it's also, I wanted to mention a couple of things. The partial lunar eclipse is at 11:07 p.m. So that is significant in the 11/7 energy. The 7 spirituality, the 11 of the gate, the master's gate. And Cosmo says, I will share a light language with you guys when you are ready. I will keep my camera off. I'm a little shy. Okay, Cosmo, that's okay. Hang on yes, I'm definitely, I just saw your message. So yes, I wanted to greet you, say hello. Thanks for being here. And yes, absolutely. So I just wanted to let you guys know that too, that this idea of 11 and the 7, and it's interesting because and it goes until 1:52 a.m. and these are Eastern time, and on the 5th. And so that also has a 7 in it, the 52 has a 7. And so this is the first time I've ever actually, I don't think we've even shown hardly anybody else this, and we haven't, there's a very specific ritual that needs to be done to initiate the pipe. And so when you actually when you actually connect the stem with the pipe, it's a specific ritual that takes place. And so I have not done that yet. So I was guided to do that tomorrow. So I'm kind of putting myself on the hook here to do that tomorrow. And so I wanted to show you that he had carved in there his name, Loud Thunder.
And obviously handmade. And if you notice, it has a spiral around the top.
And
the
then
4 points here.
And this is very significant for me too, and something that I painted on my table. I was just told that's very significant about the way that these carvings are. So therefore, there's a very specific ritual. And so I invite all of you, and maybe if I can, or if we have the opportunity, maybe I'll actually record it for you guys. And I was reminded too, with the 4th of July and Independence Day in here in the United States, and fireworks, and that we use fireworks as, you know, this idea of, you know, recreating that scene. But I was reminded today about like birthdays and wishes, that to all of us who have, and there's not going to be a lot of fireworks going on because we're not allowed to gather in places, but for what fireworks we do see or use or in our minds, my guides were saying, and this is the emissaries of the light collective saying, use those lights, those rainbow lights, those colors, to remind yourselves of what you really look like, of your beingness, and that you're and to send your wishes out there and to remind yourselves of these things. And so I wanted to share that with you guys as well, and that the fullest point of the full moon will be at 12:44 a.m. So we've got the 44 as well, but it's which also 12:44 equals 11. So these are the numbers that come into my mind, and also the date 7/4/2020 equals 7. So we've got this 11/7 energy that I was guided to share with you, because part of what we do in exploration of numerology is, and what we're sharing with the energy of the light codes of that numbers are letters, are sounds, are light, that it's all an equation, it's all and that all of these things are connected. So I wanted to share that with all of you as well. And how my dog's name is Ranger, and I've always wanted to be a forest ranger. And Daniel even said in the comments last week how he pictured me in a forest ranger outfit. And Dave and I've been having a lot of synchronicities with the owl that came to visit us, the doves, my dog. I had been, over the last few months, Ranger has had a little bit of an issue with his paw, as well as some other medical situations that I have been asking St. Francis of Assisi to come in and assist me with, because I knew that I wanted to be in that energy of when I was doing my own light languages and my own light language blessings. I wanted to enlist and bring in his love and energy into my own light languages and my hands, my own healing abilities. So this is something I wanted to invite and remind all of you, that as we become more and more clairvoyantly connected to the animal kingdoms, as we become masters of our limitation, as we become masters and more clairvoyant, opening up our psychic abilities by being more in the moonlight, the sunlight, the starlight, the nature, that this is part of, and also St. Francis of Assisi is also the saint of ecology, of environment. So right now, all of this is all connected right now, because all of the quiet of the earth, the stillness of the earth, and the stillness of all of us is changing our physical environment. It's changing the earth. It's changing the version of us. So all of these things play into this saint that I was feeling so connected with, and reminded for all of you that you can too enlist your own healing. None of us are incapable of these things. It's just enlisting these guides to remind us of our own power. And so I wanted to remind all of you, if you're in a situation where, and this is for all of us across the earth, across the globe, the animal kingdom also is ascending with us. And so this is part of our connection to the symbiosis of that. And I love that synchronicity, Adam, if you're watching, hey, symbiosis. And so this ability, my ability to, so I was asking Ranger, what is it how can I help you? How can I, what can I do to help you, and what things can I, and so I was guided to like colloidal silver, Manuka honey, thanks to Dave too. He had already done a lot of research in that. So I was being given these answers by my guides, how to help him, how to help him heal, but by using plant medicine, by using natural things that are already available to all of us in the plant kingdom, using the earth, things grown in the sun, things grown in the moon. Remember, the plants are out in the moonlight too. So it's this never-ending beautiful cycle of dark and light, yet the dark is in the light is in the dark, and binding us as one, reminding us that we're all one, and celebrating that. And so I wanted to
Well, I
oh,
want
go
to
ahead. Yeah,
say,
go ahead.
I want to say Happy Goddess
Because I
Friday
do,
to
thank you.
everyone.
Happy God. Thank you. I failed to say that. And I do want to give Cosmo the opportunity to give us a light language blessing right off the bat to kind of help us all set the tone and the mood as well. So yeah. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
But I also just wanted to mention that we talk about gods and goddesses here on Goddess Friday, and we certainly want to honor the goddess in everyone, including the men.
Yes, we do.
But I also just wanted to mention the idea that there are a lot of figures in history that might be associated with religion that, for instance, St. Francis, and no one would associate him as a god or goddess, but he's also a here to help. So when you're guided, however that might be, to form a connection with any of these religious people. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of people who feel an affinity toward connecting with Jesus and Mary and Mother Mary and all that, but there are a lot of figures in history that historically we may not really know that much about.
Yes.
And of course, the religions are going to want to mold the story to how it suits them the best. So don't believe anything. Figure it out for yourself. Go with your feelings. And for instance, you might just happen to come across a website out of nowhere that talks about St. Francis, and then you click on it because that's how you get your messages. You click on it and you say, oh, this is very interesting. And remember, you always have the opportunity to connect with that energy. So
yes,
there might be multiple historical figures that represent a similar thing.
Yes, that's a good point. We're finding that out.
So whichever way comes to you is the way for you. So, we connected a little bit with St. Francis, and of course, there is a Pope.
And actually many will say Pope Francis is the reincarnation of St. Francis of Assisi. He chose St. Francis because of that name. And I will remind you guys too, he's a Sagittarian, as am I, the centaur, half man, half horse. There is a huge message in that. And I knew the moment he was ordained, which we're going to talk a little bit about language and that word. From the moment he was ordained, if that's the right word, I'm sorry, I'm not religious at all. So that idea immediately I was told by my guides, literally from the galactic center, he is going to change the face of religion. He is going to blow everything wide open. He is going to change how we see everything. And so if you guys know me, I'm a Sagittarius. We just say what's on our minds, and we're here to change everything. So I knew right away. And so this connection right now has been very significant lately for me in my guides, in the synchronicities that have been coming up, and the reminder that something's brewing with all of this that has to do with him, the Pope, this whole idea of what's going on right now. There are things that are going to be revealed to us that are going to change everything. And now is this time. It's happening.
So as you wish, for how you want things to be in the future. There is no future, it's all now. So everyone has their own ideas of how things should be. And of course, how religion plays into the whole thing has a big part of how you want to see your future. So as you move more quickly into the reality that you want to have, the things around you have to figure out how to align to those things. So things like everyone having to stay home for a little while and not go out gives the opportunity for other things to happen that we're not aware of. So everything could come into alignment in the way that we prefer. And of course, things that the Pope does follows the same pattern. If we want our realities in the future to be a certain way, and of course, you know, I would like things to, you know, everything to be equal, all people to
Yes,
be
we do.
equal, male and feminine, you know, male and feminine to be treated as equal, but all people everywhere. So the religions have to fall in line with that. And so we are going to experience things changing in religion that are going to
Yes.
create an alignment with those things that we prefer. So there might be realities that people are experiencing where these things aren't happening because they're not wanting to be in those kinds of realities. So they might be in the same old, but not us.
Well,
and probably not you.
And that's another thing we have to remember too, you guys. There are literally all kinds of tracks splitting right now, and all kinds of versions of the realities, and little bits and are different, and some are huge differences, and we get to choose. And I was looking at something that Daniel said about, it said Aurora has a legion of 432,001 angels, and which is interesting. And then, because you and I were just talking about that idea too, I heard Saint Germain, Shakespeare, and Saint Francis Bacon were the same spirit. What's interesting about that is what were we just reading about the connection to Shakespeare and Romeo and Juliet? Was it about Aurora? The connection we were reading last week?
Aurora was mentioned in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
That's what it was. I knew, Daniel, there was
Goddess Aurora, or
okay, that's what it was.
Or Angel Aurora.
I couldn't, but you see, guys, how the connections. I was like, and then now Daniel brings up Shakespeare, and a lot of the things you brought up last week, Daniel, in the in the comment from last week, just amazing synchronicities.
Let me go wait your
okay, go ahead.
I'll be back, and I don't want to miss Cosmo's light language.
Okay, so we'll wait for Cosmo's light language then, and I'm going to. So as soon as Dave gets back, I want to show you guys the synchronicity. So I want to say hi to Ivan. If you get to watch this, I want to say hi to Ivan. He got to stop by last weekend, so it was wonderful to be in his energy. So great to meet you guys physically. I love it, love it, love it. I can't. So again, if you're new to my channel, if you guys are down here in the Florida area or want to take a trip or come see the beaches or whatever, we're down here in the Fort Lauderdale area, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. So if you guys want to come in, do a hangout with us, come on a Friday and do a hangout with us. If you want to do a hangout together with me, we can record something, whatever. I always love meeting you guys. If you are interested in speaking light languages or coming, or even coming for a private, like a person-to-person private session, that would be so amazing. So all of those things, I just love meeting you guys. And so one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is really weird, Daniel. This is part synchronism for you. So Ivan comes by, and he had been in Montana and had brought this for me. And I want to say, I also say hi to Angela. Angela, oh my God. So I am so excited that we got to talk. I am really honored to get to meet you in that way and have the conversations that we had. It was an amazing experience. So I wanted to thank you for that very much. That was very exciting. And I do hope to hug you in my own arms one day as well. Thank you for all your love and support, and all of you, and Kaz too. And I wanted to show you guys this wolf that he brought for me. And if you look, wolf pack. and they're all howling at the full moon, and they're on both sides. So I just wanted to show you this beautiful thing and all the synchronicities, because also I had, really quick, I want to show you before I show you this other photo, is Daniel Pollock, here, right here, you guys, sent this to me. Gosh, when was this, Daniel? I don't even think it's dated. I should have dated it. I'm sorry. Look. So come on, you guys, seriously, what a great synchronicity. So this kind of is how this feels to me, to all of us. It's our wolf pack that keeps growing. I was also just now reminded by my guides from the White Wolf Collective. That's a thing. I have a journals in storage someplace talking about the White Wolf Collective and many of their names that they were given, that I was given. And so I wanted to show that to you as well. And of course, my name actually is Wendy Wolf. That is the name I was born with, though it does end with an E. But so I just wanted to show you that. And here's a close-up of it, you guys. And that's on, and I believe, Danny, you shared your IG page last week. I think you did, right? So also there's another synchronicity with this that I'm going to show you guys too. Well, and the other one that he sent to me is, look at the beautiful, the plants and the singing and the little birds and the roots. So I just wanted to show you this to you guys too. So here we are in the midst of summer here. Summer has pretty much just begun here in the United States. So it doesn't matter whether all you can stare at is a blade of grass. Be out there in the sunlight, the starlight, the moonlight, the shimmering of the lights, the shimmering of the water, the lights off the water, if you can be. So I wanted to share those with you, because these are the things that I'm deeply appreciative of, and I'm honored and humbled by. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well, that when I get to meet you and see you, and all of the divine, beautiful gifts that you guys send me, and everything, your energy is always with me. Your love is always with me, and everything, all of your guides are a part of me, and mine are a part of you. So that's why we do this together, so that we can remind ourselves how we are united and together. And we really are a part of each other, a family. And so I wanted to also show everybody our little synchronicity. Where do we found this in storage, right? In a box in the garage, I think, or I forget where we even found this little guy. Oh, where's that little piece of thing that you found? Oh. Is it in the laundry? So anyway, the full moon is in Capricorn. So we've got the ram, the cap. So I wanted to show you guys this too, and the idea of the sheep as well, because part of St. Francis, he's always depicted with birds and sheep and doves.
Literally, this thing.
So look at this, you guys. Little sheep.
Like a little baby's cloth.
Little baby cloth. Happened to be laying right outside. I guess Dave said he found it right outside the van. So it was interesting, sheep cloth, how we're all shepherding together, gathering together, and this flock of understanding that we really are all one and connected, and we're one big family, and that all that is all that we are, and everything's connected. There is nothing separated. It's just this experience of separation. So to also celebrate this full moon in Capricorn as well. So I wanted to share that. And now that Dave's back, Cosmo, are you there? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited. Would you like to share your light language blessing if you're ready?
Greetings.
Hi.
Shiliak tot nuaskataya, nima sakshotun tualiata, maskarashkiriakana salorotoliatanaya, kaskashkimiale katadia, naskulo kotuna sashihia katadua, nasamalo uskulia, daskushkunwa katika, dasamamaya. shoku dua kani yakasalo Mieskia, Rosku, Lisya, Nakaya, Samakya. Namaste.
Namaste. Siohota de heko ahamua kwa hianoa. Muhuruma e haku, suma e feshe hawo nyari amoha kwa ehene. Imi ho haku suziano ku kwa she sabi amahua kwa yenai. Ni yo haimi ahiki hawo yime hawo kwa yime se. Mi ai ni alwa haku suma ashuku haku emese siva sumu kwa tusu kwa shehe. Ki se suma suba ashe ungua kwa e bo haki ava suma aiva kusea o hamroke amalsumi ka yanuni atove esheke siva sumi awo mi avingi ato kwa me ka vashuno yani nambo kwa ivo suyahi mi sabo o aihama e tava o ahini ako awo ivo kuemi hima awa ina wakwa tea ivo kuemi se tia kwa hisha tia sana se sibu hakia. It is truly an honor to be in your energy. Kia po tebe I hayu I ni akwa ibishana tiaba piasha. Thank you. Thank you for that message, Cosmo. Thank you, Yakwaya. And thank you for being with us today and sharing your illumination. And please, anyone who's here, hey, Cosmo, you unmuted. Would you like to say something?
Oh, anytime, Wendy. How are you?
Hi, good. And how are you? What's going on?
Good. Oh, just want to say hello to Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hello. Nice to meet
I've been
you.
watching you guys. I think it's wonderful what you guys are doing together as a couple. Very powerful.
Thank you.
Very loving.
How are you? How have you been?
Good. Shh. Don't give it away.
Okay, fine. Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Just for now.
Okay. That's fine. I love you. Thank you for coming.
Much love to both of you. Thank you, Dave.
I see. I'm going to see you soon, right?
Yes, on video down the road, but not
Yes,
now.
thank you. Okay, that's fine.
Much love.
I'm not kidding. I've been thinking about you for a long time. I told you, I'm not joking.
Oh, it's so cool.
I'm
I
so
love both.
excited you're
I
here.
love both of you. Thank
I
you
love
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Wolfpack indeed. You guys, oh my God.
Our love is out to everyone.
Yes, to all of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's glad to hear another man here. Yes, and you know that's another thing that I wanted to say to you guys too. That it's so nice, Dolores. Hi. It's so wonderful when just to know that you guys are here and to you know the thing is not a lot of guys want to come and do this stuff, which is interesting because one of the things that and I even talked to Dave about this when we were talking about Goddess Friday, because I thought, well, you know, is that going to turn off a lot of guys because they're not going to want to be here for Goddess Friday? But it was really his idea to start Goddess Friday to begin with. It wasn't me. And it was all about this idea that really it's a thing that goddesses were actually honored on a Friday, and him calling me a goddess, and it just sort of one thing led to another, and there we go. So very interesting how you mentioned that too, about this is one of the things that we want to bring, the whole idea of the balance of energy. So I love when I'm seeing guys and girls and everything, however you express yourselves, here in the chat, and to invite all of you in the room to come and hang out with us. And so, hi, Dolores, it's so good to see you again. You know, it's really interesting how, as we meet each other, and I'm thinking about Dolores here, how in tune we are with each other, and how you always know when to drop in. And when you had sent me, you know, the message a week or two ago, it's interesting how we can feel each other's energy, and when we know when we're going through things and challenges and struggles and things like that. So I wanted to say that that's part of our connection to each other when we do these webinars, is to reunite us with our family and to strengthen our psychic abilities and to strengthen the connection that we have with each other by strengthening the connections that we have also with the animal community. So I wanted to thank you also, you, Dolores, too, for always reaching out. And yes, absolutely, positively have been going. I will say to you guys, what I have been going through the last couple of weeks is everything to do with breaking down belief systems that are just not serving me. And that goes with everything, how we react to circumstances, how we create our own circumstances, how we create our own reality, understanding that how actually when I'm in a circumstance in the moment, applying these principles that I've been learning and teaching, when I'm actually applying them in my own life, and how I also have challenges with these things, that I have my own belief systems that I want to say unraveling, because I'm thinking about webs right now, and the web of glowing thread, and how we're all this web connected. This, if you want to think about the matrix or all of it, whatever, however you want to see multiple realities and parallel realities, and however you want to see all of us, connected, but we're all this web, and how we're all connected, and how we sometimes cross each other's paths in different ways. And so all of these synchronicities that we're able to actually tap into each other, and how I'm able to literally apply the knowledge that I've been learning. And also when someone sends me a message such as yourself, that it's like a message to me also to remind myself I'm not the lone wolf, that I don't have to do this alone, that I am not alone, that even when so much of what's happening right now, even with me and personally, is just to put it really simply, not giving a rat's ass what anybody thinks about anything at all. And to employ the so what. And so how do we take that when they're in the midst of that 17 seconds that you have to change your reality by your vibration, and to remind yourself right then and there, yeah, you do have the opportunity to change that. And when you're not doing it, how we feel about ourselves when we're not doing it, and just going through that whole process. And so I'm not immune to any of this. I'm going through my own growth, experience, ascension, and all I can do is share my experiences with all of you. So, yes. And it's interesting that when I'm going through these things, and when I would consider my most confused times is when I will receive a message, say from someone such as Dolores, who's, not like, hi, how you doing? But like, no, how are you really? Like, how are you really? Because I'm feeling like not so good. So, and we need to embrace that and be okay with being open with each other, because that's what this is all about, is being open and transparent. And as Dave always said to me, sir, share everything. So that's part of my, guidance to all of you too, is to share everything. I was just looking at the chat too to see, Daniel says 7-Eleven. He's, you can't make this stuff up. And so all of these things are helping bring, yes, ego. Well, the thing is Lisa, about ego, is that we need ego is nothing but the navigation, like the vehicle in which we travel through, physical reality. It has a place. That doesn't mean we have to get rid of our ego, but it's the idea of, driving from this train. And so, from our heart train. So anyway, I just wanted to, didn't want to get up too far off track, but since Dolores stopped in, I did wanted to recognize and acknowledge that, and acknowledge your message to me. It wasn't that I was ignoring you. Yes, no, you are never overstepping your bounds. As being a friend and reaching out, we can never overstep our bounds by saying, hey, I've been thinking about you. How are you doing? So especially now, because we can't be together, we can't, touch like we are and visit. And so
when you're guided to reach out to someone, just do it.
Just do it. And I've received
Don't hesitate.
You guys, I've received in the last, I say 2 weeks, people reaching out to me privately, and new people also in private messages that are just expanding my world, because now I'm I'm reminded again, first contact. That's what they keep saying to me now, this last hour or two. This is first contact, you guys. This is first contact, whatever you want to call first contact. And so, but reminding ourselves that all of whatever that means, first contact, whatever that means to you, this is the first contact for all of us. Maybe it's the first time you've been contacted by your spirits. Maybe it's the first time you've recognized it. Maybe it's the first time you've recognized that an animal spirit guide is giving you a message. Maybe it's the first time you've been contacted, that you've been an open channel to be contacted by your higher mind, your guides, the animal collectives, whatever the case may be. Maybe this is your first contact. Maybe this hangout is your first contact to anything like this. This is why we're here, because everybody has we're all having first contact every day with something. Even me, I get a first contact with something new all the time. So part of sharing all of this and these synchronicities is to remind all of us of that, and to remind all of you of that. So
did Dolores want to say something?
Did you want to speak, Dolores, or give us light languages, or did you want to respond to that comment? I love you. Thank you for reaching out. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Yes, I have so many things to say, but don't know.
Don't hesitate.
No, I'm not hesitate.
She's like, I don't know.
She's not hesitate. Yeah. Kirohan nakla ana yeho mama etovara anna ete eke ara ama an ikliro yanaha etiana kitra hanne watahanaha ikite anna hamaramakatianaha. When you said that you are in the process of breaking with your beliefs, I wanted to say that it can sound very strange, but you cannot break your beliefs, your believing system, but you can leave it or leaving them on rest and see them, all of your believings, outside of their world. You can become observer of your believings, because if you are not observer of your believings, and if you are not perceiving life outside of your believings, you are catched in a net, web, or something like this. You already are what you try to reach or become. You only need to take another place of view or perceive the life. We all believe that we have to do something, that we have to change. That what is capable of changing is our bodies, is our believings, is our ego. You mentioned it before. But we, who we really are all the same. Everything at the same time, every present. Tihorana, ela ama akia ataraya no haka, emmetahanaka. Our mind plays that game with which confuses us. Tarnayo kampelahante kitahayanaha. But you are not your mind. Eya katranahanta. You are not your body. You are not your beliefs. As you know, tihora amma enna ketarahana. Don't struggle with believings. Let it be. Takorayanahate. Takora maharana matakayalahalakitiyanaha. You already are there where you want to be. Kirohana hetahanne makayarahanta. Everything is in you. You cannot leave anything because it is not possible, because you are everything. Everything is in you. Balaharakotana. Imramata et ayananaha. Ikiromahanteneha. Give yourself a break. Paranatana mahaya katanahaya. Give yourself a break. Talarnahantanaha. Easy, gentle. Taramona hantakayaha. Let love, which you are, flow through you. Paramatya takane haldakirnaya te havaranamaha. Yokotahane ketaharana hamatakata ayana. You can play every role you find interesting. Parohanya kimatalaranaha. It's okay, paharamanatakaha. But you are not that role. Tiharanaya kitanahana hataha. Life is joy. Paramana, enjoy it. Tihola akyara ante. Enjoy in everything you want to enjoy. Kirana hata. Lehra amma mama mokoto hoyaranaha. Ikra anne hikitalahaya ten tenaha. Easy, poromate. Easy, karana. Gentle, taharomana. With love. Is love. Who you are. Maronaye ki harana hantalaranaha. Namaste.
Namaste. Maharakia toro. Maharakia marikia toro baho. Maarikia koraveshe. Maharakia tarveshe sunu marayato. Maharakia mayana maroko behele. Levesanuda behero. Mea eana. E ononumake. O ononuma ala kia toro koha imbe kera keano. Paluhamo amani ena ananoko. Urikete veshe simutore behero. Mi inama etapoko paoama nite evoho no kia tovake sirosete mianana. Namaste. Niato. Thank you, Dolores. Niako Shivasanatea. Niato. It is truth. Kiatore shefe senasite arakashiana. I had to take a breath there for a second.
Well, when we were talking about belief systems, I want to say that the beliefs that you form to experience the reality are formed to explain the limited perspectives that you have on things. So as you move your perspective, as Dolores said, as you move to a higher perspective or even a different perspective, don't be bound by the beliefs that are preventing you from moving to a different perspective. Those beliefs will just fall away when you're seeing things differently.
Exactly.
So you're not breaking down your beliefs,
right, exactly.
or feeling like you believed a certain thing and you don't want to believe it anymore. As you see more of the picture or see things from a different point of view, you no longer need that belief system that you had to support the old perspective, because that's all it does.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's why we call these illuminations, because it's really, I'm illuminating belief systems within me that are just, once you identify them, you realize the illogicalness of them. And as Dave said, all the things that supported it just simply evaporate. It's not like you're changing or removing a belief system. You're simply changing your focus. And yes, all of the things that were supporting that belief system simply evaporate, because the belief system, you realize, is just a belief, which is just a thought.
It's part of the know thyself process.
It absolutely is. And this is one of the things that we do in, really, at the bottom line of Goddess Fridays and all of the light languages, all of these messages that we share, the oracle readings, is all about knowing ourselves, and how, by knowing ourselves more fully, can we love ourselves, accept ourselves. And by accepting ourselves and loving ourselves, we have no need to judge anything, not ourselves or anything or anyone else. Nothing, not a single thing. When we understand the perfection of the circumstance, and I, of all people, can say that has been a challenge for me, is in some areas of my life, is understanding the perfection of the moment and what it's showing me, even if it's something if I don't prefer. So I am not alone in this. We are not alone in this. And so I don't want you guys to ever think that any of us have it figured out, because, it's always an expanding, as Dolores mentioned. You're not going, there's no destination. You're not getting to a particular, oh, I'm here, I'm ascended now. It doesn't work that way. We're always expanding and growing and learning, and because you are everything and everything. And so, yes, that's without being redundant, yes, that's exactly what this is all about. I wanted to share a couple of cards with you guys that I had drawn today, and a couple of other synchronicities. And there was a few things actually I was originally going to read about St. Francis, but as always happens, I always say, well, we'll see how it goes. But one of the things, well, I just want to see which way they want me to go right away.
And thank you, Dolores.
Yes, very much.
Love hearing from you.
Yes, we do. We always love you being here and hearing from you, and very much so. So always. And I know
Thank
how
you.
nice, and I love how you're out there doing your work, and that's a wonderful thing. And been involved in some interviews and things. So I see you expanding and growing as well. So it's a really beautiful thing. Considering how, we met and how, you know what I mean? And so we get to watch each other grow and bloom. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
I wanted to begin, you guys, I want to start with, since it is the full buck moon, I wanted to start by reading out of the Colette Baron Reid books, the Spirit Animal Oracle. Stag Spirit, take the lead. We're all being asked right now to take the lead. And the card is 58, which equals 13, which is transform. We're all being asked to take the lead right now. Stag Spirit, whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call, to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eye of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours now. And model integrity in all that you do, in all your relationships. I have not read this card yet, you guys, so yeah, this is for me too. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. The Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best is you The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation. We just talked about transformation. Now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others so that they may grow and discover their best selves too. Well, I do hope that is definitely my intention in these hangouts and videos. With a gift, what a gift you are. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. Others, okay, so the protection message says, others may not be as far along as you are in your journey. When stag spirit appears in the protection position, you are called to be compassionate and patient, and you find yourself leading the way. When others struggle to follow you, they may be unsure that you can be trusted, challenging you to be kind and strong, challenging your value and questioning your worth. Know that your spirit has put you in this place at this time for a purpose, and will not abandon you when you need help with your new responsibilities. Oh boy. Or perhaps you are actually uncomfortable leading, maybe temporarily trapped by your small self, and are therefore promoting yourself too strongly, afraid that others might see weakness or imperfection in you. Let go of your fears and let stag spirit remind you that you have what it takes to lead wisely and ethically if you practice self-honesty and listen to others who wish to support you. Well, I would say that is a very perfect synchronicity for me in my life right now, very, very much so. So so as I say to all of you, Kimberly, hi, good to see you again. I say that these messages are equally and always for me. We are always teachers and students at the same time. In order for all of us to be humble, we all remember that. And this deck, I wanted to share with you guys, on the inside says, the spirits, if you could see that, the spirits residing in the natural world have much to share, and the secrets of their forgotten language are now available to you. So the secrets of our animal world, that forgotten language, is the telepathic connection to the animal world and to each other. So I wanted to remind all of you about that. And I wanted to actually I was going to read you, but now I was guided really quick to read you another card, because there was something very significant about the cards that I pulled today, because they all tell a little bit of a story. And the beginning of the deer spirit, so we're talking about the buck. So I just wanted to very quickly bring a gentle touch. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. So that's just the beginning of that. And it really kind of mirrors also the stag spirit. And the number on this card is 18, which equals number 9, which is, again, I was reminded, the time of full moon is a time of completion. The number 9 is a time of completion. So that message right there was something that I wanted to share with you. And with the idea that today is devoted to the animal world and St. Francis, I actually went and Googled a bunch of things about St. Francis, which I may or may not share with you, because again, as we've discovered, much of the information that we receive while we're looking up and doing this research is really just to help me and guide me, bring whatever messages my guides have to share in that moment, and know that whatever is being shared in that moment, in that now, is what all of us, you, me, we all need. What is that? My hair? They're like all crooked. the things that need to be shared when they need to be shared. So sometimes I may deviate from what I'm being shared. So yeah, it's because I got my feathers on here.
I'm looking in the video and your
It's like-
glasses are like, how could you even see?
And for me, and this is interesting too, because the card that was just number 13 was transform. And now I'm going to just give you these in quick sequence of how they arrived, and maybe any interpretation I may be given to give to all of you. But so if there's any of these that you guys want me to read out of the book, let me know, and just type it in the YouTube comments or here on the inside chat here. So, and if you do come in the room, you guys, you can come in. There's a little chat here inside. We can talk to each other. If you're new to Zoom, you can leave your camera off if you want and just come and sit and hang out. So just so you know that and then sometimes afterward, we can go off the air, and a lot of times people hang out and sit and chat with each other in the hangout after we go off live. So that's something that I encourage all of you to do too. If you want to meet and hang out with the people in the hangout here, we always offer the opportunity to do that. Even if Dave and I can't stay, you guys can stay in the hangout and just talk to each other. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case somebody was thinking about that. So Dave and I we have been seeing the most beautiful butterflies, and I'm reminded how many of us, of course, understand the idea of butterflies as being transformative. The idea of going from a caterpillar to something flying. I have butterfly wings back here. Literally, I've shown you guys in videos, big butterfly wings. Even Dave said today, should I wear the butterfly wings? And it's interesting, right before I was taking notes and drawing these cards, and these beautiful butterflies were coming to the tree out front. And so the butterfly spirit card came up. Transformation is beautiful. So I have to remind us all that sometimes transformation can look pretty ugly, but it's actually a very beautiful thing. And to remind ourselves to show our true colors. And there's even a crown in there. So remind yourselves that you're kings and queens. If you notice, it's number 11, you guys. The card on this is number 11.
2, 3, 4 time.
And our 2, 3, 4. So we're on the right path. We're on a high vibe path. It's 2, 3, 4 o'clock here. And the crown, the king, the queen, the wisdom, the wisdom that we gain in the transformation, and reminding us of our sovereignty. The buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Many people right now are concerned about that their situations are in such that they may be in fear that they're not going to be supported in the universe, whatever that means to you. And these are all messages for me too, you guys. So number 10. So today's date equals 10. 7-3 is a 10 date. And I was reminded that it's a number 5. So we've got the 7 and the 3, which is 10, which is a 1. And then 2020 is 11-11. So we've got this, 11, energy. And then they showed me the 2, the 11 and 11, and then the center. We are at the 0 point. They showed me today when I was writing the 5 ones. They said we're at the center point today. So the abundant universe will provide. Remember that everything you need will be provided to you. You do not have to worry. There's a lot of starfish around this house. They're everywhere. Every room you look, there's starfish in this house everywhere. I have collected starfish. The stars, we were talking about the stars. Tomorrow's date equals 16, and this card equals 16. Open to infinite possibilities. So if we remember, by opening up to infinite possibilities, we remind ourselves that we will be provided for. And you are a star. You are a star. I love this image. I've not seen these cards before, you guys, so I'm looking at these images just like you guys are. And I'm reminded every day, it's funny, I was just sitting on a towel with starfish all over it. And how I've always been drawn to the starfish, stars. There's something about that idea of stars. And I'm also reminded of stars, the star Sirius, starfish, star Sirius, and the aquatic beings. There's something about that idea of connecting to the star Sirius through the starfish, and the dolphin collective too, you guys, and the whale collective. The bee spirit, this is for you, Beverly. The bee spirit, sweet results await. Number 7, also guys, tomorrow's date also equals number 7, the bee.
Why do we have to? Well, I feel like I need to mention the honeymoon.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about
Only
this to
because
yes.
with the bee and the honey.
So Bev sends me a little video today about this little bumblebee that she rescued from the cold and fed it and stuff, and then just sent me this little video of this bee. And it's interesting because for some reason, Dave, it was you yesterday got the inspiration.
You mentioned the word.
I mentioned the word honeymoon
about something or other,
and then we were. And then you were guided to look up the meaning of the word.
I'm like honeymoon.
Honeymoon. You're like honeymoon. Where does that even come from? We're like honey and moon. Honey. Where did that come from? You know, because we associate it with the honeymoon and weddings, and so it was very interesting because I'm also an ordained minister. So I was told like coordination, ordination, coordination. We're all ordaining each other to be sovereign beings. We're ordaining each other. That's the word I was looking for. So he decided to look up the word honeymoon, which actually I did write some notes on that. So if you remember if you want to look it up, but that's what I wrote. The
original origin meaning is, what was it?
Etymological rabbit hole. That the word
of the end of the rabbit hole.
So they were saying that the honeymoon also goes with the moon cycles, but the whole idea is that it was to depict the energy of Adam and Eve, the beginning.
Yeah, so the honey is sweet and beautiful, and the moon has its waxing and waning cycles. So the honeymoon is supposed to last one moon cycle.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Honeymoon. So it was really funny that we just got the idea about talking about honeymoon, and then the bee came up. Then you sent me the bee video today, Beverly, and then tomorrow's date equals 7. And so the bee spirit, and we've been talking about bees for a couple of weeks now. So it's very, very, oh, and then the Manuka honey, you guys, sorry, I keep covering your face, Dave. The Manuka honey that Dave and I discovered, that I found out about to help heal Ranger's foot. So it was just very interesting, all these little synchronicities. That's why we want to share these with you guys. So the message is sweet results await, you guys.
Wendy.
Oh, go ahead.
Can you see this? This has just been given to me for my birthday by my friend. And it's, I think it's a poppy with 2 bees.
It is. It's a big poppy flower with 2 bees on it. Oh my gosh.
And they're sleeping together.
Aww. They're sleeping. Oh, what a beautiful picture. Oh, thank you for sharing. What a beautiful gift. Oh, that's awesome.
She just gave it to me the minute that you pulled that card. She says, open your present.
I know. I was just like, are you kidding? I was like, come on. So it was just so funny that she had just sent me this little video about this little, bee that she rescued this morning. And it was just so great. I just loved it, So, and I want to remind you guys too, the honeycomb, the hexagon, the middle of the Star of David, the center is a hexagon. This hexagon image has been coming up over and over and over and over again with me, with all of us. So that unity spirit, and how, even bubbles. When bubbles gather, don't they perform or create little hexagons or something when they attach to each other? I know, it was something like that.
I forgot. They only attach to one another. Was it in hexagon?
Was in hexagon form or something like that. So, oops.
I bet you somebody knows.
So I gotta go find it again. So anyway,
Junata? Sounds like something.
oh, I gotta go back to the, whoops, sorry. I lost my my thing here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I want to say happy birthday to everybody. I want everybody, happy birthday, Beverly. Isavato ikiato ko sebesono ma yeshoto ientala simontua the heroka bagiasona veshetea so soviashana settle viashana to. And I was reminded too that we call our birthdays our solar return because of the sun coming, you know, so reminding everybody about the sun and how the sun relates to our birthdays, the day we decided to come here, the vibration of of our name, of our birthday, the numbers that were represented, all of those things, how they come into play. And just remembering remembering that let our birthdays, what are they saying to me? Let our birthdays remind us that literally every day we can give birth to ourselves anew every single day. Every single day, we do not have to be, every minute, moment, breath, we can say, oh, well, that's going to take some time for me to get over that thing. Or we can say, because we've just said that thing, oh, it's going to take some time. Well, then that will also lends us to understand the other side of that is, no, it doesn't. It could be right this second, because you already, by just saying, well, it's going to take some time, you also understand that it doesn't have to, and that it could be right now. But it's all about our belief systems. What do you believe about yourself to be true? So that is one of the messages that we need to understand on our birthday is to remind ourselves every moment we're giving birth to ourselves every moment, and that we choose. And Dave and I, number 3, 21, dove. We have been surrounded by doves. We've been talking about the doves this morning. Be peace. Be peace. That dove sat there this morning, I swear to God, under the tree. How long? 15 minutes at least, didn't move a muscle. The dove. I'm like, I mean, we walked up to, I took photos of it. I'll try to share the photos, but it's like so camouflaged. I can't even tell, you can't even tell it's a bird. But it sat there, this dove sat right there. It was almost like it just knew, it had no fear of us whatsoever, none. And then the other day, if you guys missed it, I did a video, the owl landed right here in the front porch and just sat, I mean, literally sat there while we looked at it, talked to it, didn't move a muscle, blinking its eyes, looking at us just like nothing. Left me a baby feather. Dove, spirit, be peace. We're always looking for peace somewhere else. How can I find peace in my heart? Be peace. Be peace. We are peace. Just as Dolores said, you're not looking for something you don't already have inside of you. Be peace, because you are peace. You can emanate peace. Doves is another thing that's been around me for years. St. Francis, one of the very first things I connected to with St. Francis was because when I started speaking light languages in the woods, all the birds would start to collect in the trees around me, almost freakily. Like it was like, is this actually happening? So a lot of dove spirit. We're all looking for peace in our hearts right now. Ask yourselves, wish to be shown by your guides what it is that you need to find peace in your heart. And then watch for the synchronicities to show you. Wolf spirit, turn your knowledge into wisdom. Number 67 equals 13, transform. We talked about the butterfly, turn knowledge into wisdom. I showed you guys the wolf. Angela said she bought a wolf that day. Stuffed wolf that day, the day that Ivan bought that wolf for me, because that's where he was visiting. So interesting that that wolf spirit right now, we're being asked to turn the knowledge that we're receiving right now in this situation and turn it into wisdom. The song itself, weave the wisdom that we lack. Where are we lacking wisdom? That when I say lacking wisdom, again, I'm reminded, as Dolores said, we are not lacking anything. You can experience lacking something, but you cannot ever lack anything, ever, ever, ever. It's already there. There's nowhere for it to go. There's nowhere for it to not be. It's always there within you. Always. You are peace. Be peace. And the wisdom, even I will say, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew that. Know that you're going to know what you need to know when you need to know it. And that's all you need to know. That the knowledge that we're receiving is going to be turned into wisdom. You don't need to try. Just allow. Just allow. And the dragonfly. Dave saw a blue dragonfly today. 22, you guys. 2020. 22. Dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Oh, and look, another crown. Gods and goddesses. And blue crystal. I see blue crystals. I just see blue crystals. Oh, look at that flower. Looks kind of like a poppy. We have dragonflies all over. Yesterday we saw a red one. Today Dave saw a blue one. I've done several videos with blue dragonflies. Even my friend Bree did a video about blue dragonflies once when she was at my house. So this is a message for all of you. Throat chakra. My throat chakra has been going crazy these last couple of weeks about truth. Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Dolores asks about 21, but that is...
Can you pull, so pull number 21 is the dove, be peace. Do you want me to read the book? Is that what you're asking? Okay. She just want to pull that card. Is that correct? Okay. Let me close up. Also has a crown on it. Okay. Kind of weird, guys. Goddess Friday, all the crowns, sovereignty. Every one of these cards is telling us, be your sovereign self. So yes, and yeah, if you guys want me to read the book on any of these cards, just say so. I'm looking. Hi, Elena. Love you, love you, love you. Hey, Ivy, Earth Star Village. Love you. She says she's got middle or campers coming. Love you, girl. Yeah, Earth Star Village. If you're ever in Tennessee, her neck of the woods out there, look her up. Actually, Ivy, Earth Star Village. You can look up Earth Star Village, and she actually has raw camping. So you guys can go out and go find yourselves in nature and go hang out for a bit. And she's got spaces to rent there. So if you guys want to hook up with her, and Ivy, if you want to put your link, that's cool. Antelope spirit, number 2. Life is speeding up. Another 2, you guys, 2020. Life is speeding up. Kind of funny too about the deer, antelope, horns, speeding up, running, hooves, the horses. That idea again of the centaur energy.
The horns are entwined like DNA.
Yes, and look at all. Yep, and it looks like the infinity sign almost, huh? But they're intertwined. What is that on its back? It's hard to tell. It looks like it's just like kicking up the dirt. Life is speeding up. It does feel like that, doesn't it? Even with you and I, we feel like time is actually really becoming slippery. Like we're beginning to understand time is speeding up because we're experiencing time differently. Time is nothing but our experience of moving through parallel realities. So as we ascend and raise our vibration, our experience is moving faster because we're moving through these realities faster, and we're able to actually jump over literally days, months, years, centuries, you guys, centuries of growth. Centuries. The hummingbirds. I've been trying to I bought a new hummingbird feeder. I've been trying to get the hummingbirds to come. Also equals number 7, which is tomorrow. Be here now. This is one of the biggest messages. Oh, look, it looks like poppies.
Come on, hummingbirds.
Be here now. Now. We only have now, you guys. There is no past. There is no future. We only have now. No matter when you are, you're always going to be now. This is one of the biggest messages from my guides lately is stop thinking about yesterday. Stop thinking about tomorrow. Because as soon as I let my mind go to anything that has to do with anything about that's not now is not serving me. And I've been, this is when we talk about belief systems. This is one of the things that I've been realizing more and more. Here, I am one of these people who teaches and professes, live in the now, be in the moment, yet I'm being illuminating, my guides are illuminating the belief systems within me, the thoughts that I'm creating about how I'm not being in the now because I'm in that moment when I'm deviating from my divine self, it's because I'm thinking about something that has nothing to do with right now. So this has been a huge message for me too. And metaphorically as well as physically, I literally, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I've got lots of videos about hummingbirds because I love them. They were my guides. They showed me about, this is kind of who I am too. And how hummingbirds teach us because their wings beat so fast. Hummingbirds, the Hummingbird Collective has taught us how we move through time, how we're moving through time faster, how a hummingbird can look like it's literally just as they were talking about with the space-time antenna last night with Bashar, they were talking about how you put a ball on the table, you measure the frequency, you pick up the ball, you move it to the other side of the table, you measure the frequency. Now you move the ball back to that side, the other side of the table, vibrate that ball in the frequency of B, letter B position. And now it no longer exists in A, it exists in B. That's how you time travel. That's how you space travel. That's how spaceships travel. It's frequency, it's vibration, it's a frequency number that by vibrating, you just appear in one of, you don't move from here to there, you become there. That's what the hummingbirds teach us. And they've showed that to me when I very first found the hummingbirds, when they first started coming to my home and I started connecting with them, actually connecting with their collective. They started showing me that about how when things vibrate so fast, Dave and I talked about this the other day, how if you take your camera and you blur it, you can look right through something. It's not real, you guys. It's physical, but it's vibrational, it's a frequency. So as I was taking pictures of flowers, I realized if I dull the camera, if I make it so I can't see it, I can see right through it. You can see the other plants right through it. So the hummingbirds have showed us that too. You guys, it's an illusion. It's all an illusion. The whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Right now we are being asked, oh, and this equals 11. Well. Number 65, trust the great mystery. Right now we are uncovering all of this, but trusting the great mystery that what we don't understand right now will be revealed to us. It will be revealed to us. Trust this great mystery that's happening. You cannot possibly know everything there is to know about everything you need to know right now. You can't, but you can know what you need to know now, but you don't need to know everything right now. That's a huge message for me. And to remind ourselves too, trust the mystery. Let it be okay to be a mystery, you guys. Let it be okay. That's why we came here. We came here to unravel the mystery. Not to know it all right now, but you can know it all right now. You can, because you are all that, but you cannot be a physical being and know it all right now. That's not possible. The whale collective, the whale is the largest collective on the planet, and it is the oversoul of the dolphin collective. So again, Sirius energy, the star Sirius energy, connecting with that, reminding ourselves by our Sirius guides who we are. But beyond that, again, the 11, you guys, the number 11. Oh, just amazing how even the number combinations are significant. This I thought of you actually with kind of this cat idea, energy, feline energy. I was thinking about jaguar today. Funny, Cosmo came in today. I was thinking about you. I was thinking about the Lyrans. I was thinking about Jaguars and Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power. Number 44. 44. 11, 11. 11, 11. 44. Number, I mean, come on. Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. We are being asked to reclaim our power, you guys. The leaders need to lead right now so that the people that we think we're powerless right now, but we are the only power. Who do you think puts those people in power? We do. We do. Where are you placing your power? Reclaim your power. Look at that beautiful energy. Look at those eyes. That's you. That's us. This is one of the reasons why the cat energy today, this feline energy. Reclaiming your power. And the owl spirit. You see clearly now. Oh, and it equals number 7. Oh, and it's wearing a crown. You see clearly now. 2020 vision, guys. The owl spirit. Birds, again, St. Francis. A crown, sovereignty, gods and goddesses. This is why we do this, to remind ourselves we carry this wisdom. What wisdom are you gathering right now, all of you, in the quietness? What wisdom are you gathering right now? And I saved, this was the last card I pulled, and what was interesting is, and my sister Cindy, if you're watching, not only are her initials this, but this message, as soon as I pulled the card, I realized, because I had already decided what I was going to wear. And it was very interesting because I've been also in a lot of the Lyran feline energy lately as well. And I pulled this card and I knew right away this was a message for her and for all of us and all of you who are doubting about taking the next step of your own independence, whatever that means, even something simple, because some people think that asserting your independence needs to be this big grand gesture, but it doesn't. Maybe you're going to choose, for once, finally, you're going to buy the coffee you like, or the tea you like, or for maybe once you're going to go out and buy yourself a crystal, or maybe for once you're going to go out and take a walk, or maybe for once you're going to go take a bath, maybe for once you're going to do something else. But this idea is, what does independence mean to you, and what is the one step you could take toward that, even if it's a small thing? Speaking your truth and saying, this is what I need for myself today, this moment. And this is what I love about Dave. He's not attached to anything in the way that, and then if you buy it and it doesn't work out, so what? So what? So what? So what? So this is, so what has been in my forefront of my face lately. And I had to laugh because it's even wearing feathers, guys, feathers. Claim your independence. I could not believe I pulled this card right before Independence Day, and it's a cat. My sister's initial, CAT. And I'm laughing because her nickname all the time when we were growing up was Mouse. So kind of funny for other reasons, but nonetheless, the cat spirit, feline spirit. So I'm thinking about my friend Ivy right now. And I'm going to tell you, Cosmo, let me tell you a story. That little cat that Earthstar Village Ivy gave me, I named him Cosmo, and he was only with me for what, a month, and changed my life forever and ever. That cat changed my life. When he made his transition the next morning, that next morning, I'm not joking you, the next morning, it changed my life. I changed everything. I left.
Wow.
That's the day I left.
Yes.
November 13th.
Last year.
I made my decision, and it was because of that cat. Because
very cool.
He transitioned on 11/12, and 11/13, I woke up in the morning and I said, done. I'm done. I'm done disempowering myself. I am done not speaking my truth and living my life. And that's it. That cat changed my life. So number 13, you guys transform. Oh, where's my sheet? Is it in the drawer?
A lot of courage on your part, Wendy.
So, yes, it was, my friend, and you know me, and you know, and I know you, and I think about you a lot.
That's very cool.
I've been
Thank you.
thinking about you a lot because of this, because, you know, for a lot of reasons. So 13, transform. Look, you guys, feathers,
Oh,
blue star.
very cool.
Look at the blue star in the third eye,
Mhm.
the heart, the throat chakra,
Very cool.
wings. Tomorrow's Independence Day? Are you kidding, you guys? Claim your independence? Who needs to hear this?
Everyone.
Claim your independence, you guys, tomorrow, tonight, wherever and whenever you are in the world, start now. Where are you going to claim your independence? Small, no matter how small or how large, where are you going to claim your independence? So you cannot make this shit up, you guys, not kidding. So there you are. So this was a message directly for her. And I sent her that card this morning because there was a decision that she was making. And I told her, how are you going to claim your independence? I said, this card is for you. I pulled this card for her today. So, but it's for all of us. So today, 13, I'm sorry, today's date does not equal 13. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. The idea is 13. I just want to show you this, the transform. So tomorrow is number 7. Well, let's start with today. Okay, so today is, so we've got 15. Oh, hang on. Sorry, you guys. I got too many journals on my lap. I have all my journals in my lap, so I'm trying to close one and open another. So today being 14 equaling 5, this is what I want to show you guys. Connect. So wait a minute, 7. 10, 11, 12, 6. Tomorrow's 6. Tomorrow is 6, you guys, not 7. I added it wrong. I just looked at that. I said, wait a minute, did I add it wrong? Yes, tomorrow is not 16, it's 15. So see, I knew there was a reason why I had to relook at that. Tomorrow equals 6. Extend. So I knew I had to relook at that. So see, I knew there was a reason why I had to relook at that, because I'm like, wait, I did something wrong in my addition. So because I was looking at yesterday's notes, because it equaled 13, I got myself confused. So tomorrow's date equaling 16 equals 7, equaling 15 equaling 6. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, 6. So 6, I must correct myself. Receive.
That's 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, you guys, what's wrong with me? Extend. I'm looking upside down. My brain is not working right. Thank you, Beverly. 6. Extend. Well, apparently I'm supposed to show everybody these wrong ones too, for whatever reason. So bear with me, my loves. So after I've thoroughly confused everybody, but, oh, Amazing Grace. Hey, mwah. Oh, Courageous Cat. So Daniel, that leads me to the next synchronicity, which I wanted to show everybody, was Daniel's cat that he sent me. So I wanted to show you that too, the synchronicity of that too, that Daniel sent this cat to me at the same time as the others. Claim your independence. And if you notice, cats are pretty darn independent. They like act like they don't need us at all till they decide they need us. So I thought that was interesting too, that the cat energy itself is claiming is about feeling independent. So, okay. Now that I have to regroup my numbers, I have to rethink. I wanted to show you guys something too that I thought was an interesting synchronicity in something that I brought up regarding St. Francis. St. Francis of Assisi, patron saint of animals and environment, could be viewed as the original Earth Day advocate. Francis's devotion to God was expressed through his love for all God's creation. St. Francis cared for the poor and the sick. That was something I wanted to read about right now too, about tapping into his energy, was about right now about this idea of people being sick. So tapping into his energy and bringing forth that energy of helping that idea of creating a new frequency. He preached he preached sermons to the animals and praised all creatures as sisters and brothers under God. So that was one thing that I wanted to show you. And one of the images that came up was also a little pretty synchronistic in that in the image that of even Daniel's card or drawing that he sent me, and in this image of St. Francis, and look at that. As now that looks like a dog to me, but it could be a lot of, it could be a donkey. So, but to me at first, it looked like a dog. And if you look too, he's got lilies on his dress and on his, his gown. And he's also has something in his hand as if he's giving something to the animal. And I wasn't quite sure exactly what it was, but so I was just kind of looking at that as well. But anyway, so something about that idea of the wolf energy, of him preaching sermons to the animals, was this reminder of our ability to talk to the animals. This image also is him with a dove. So I wanted to show that as well. So some of these things that I found very synchronistic with these messages today, that I wanted to share with you. So I invite, as Dave and I always do, we invite each other to look up these things on your own. And I wanted to say too, that one of the things that Dave and I discovered, and this is just in, I just Googled it. St. Francis of Assisi, born Giovanni di Pietro de Bernardone, and formerly named as Francisco, was an Italian Catholic friar. So we've also been talking about the Catholic Church and the Pope. So that reminded me of that as well. Catholic friar deacon, philosopher, mystic, and he founded the Men's Order of Friars Minor. I'm going to meet you, Beth. Oh, did you already? Okay. And the Women's Order of St. Clare, the Third Order of St. Francis, and the Custody of the Holy Land. Now, it's interesting too, I was reminded the synchronicity that my mother's middle name is Francis. So I thought that was interesting. Well, for me, my own little synchronicity to share with all of you. So St. Francis has been something that's been really a part of me that all of my life, because I've always believed I was connected to the animals, that I could talk to the animals. If you guys remember the story about Dr. Doolittle and that idea of being able to be connected to the animals. Something else you and I were talking about that I was trying, something that just came to my mind about that all. So, and it's interesting too, because it says here, in addition to establishing one of the most important Catholic orders, and he and I have been talking about orders, order, ordain, ordination, all is the same thing, you guys. For frati, brothers and sisters, upon whom he imposed the same vow of poverty he himself had taken, actively and passionately preaching the message of the gospels throughout the world. So to the poor, sick, and hungry. So,
well, the Eucharist thing.
oh, the Eucharist. So no, I didn't. And I wanted you to mention that because because it's something that we discovered in our discussions today about that idea. If you could share that.
Well, so I am not an authority on that, but the idea is,
I'm not sure of authority on any of this.
well, the idea is that he was a big proponent to it and the meaning behind it, and I guess during his life made it a point to ensure that all the churches practice that ceremony of the Eucharist. And the idea is that
yes,
the priests would take wine and a form of bread and transform it into the literal body of Christ and blood of Christ, and eat it for the purposes of, and I will interpret a little bit, but we could look at it in a way of bringing the Christ embodiment into each one of us.
yes,
And once you did that, you can then spread it to others.
exactly. So that was a very beautiful message that we came across. And so this is all encompassing all of that. And I was also looking at sacred geometry, his synchronicity as well. My brother's name is Francis or Francesco, and we went together to Assisi. Today I was playing the didgeridoo at the park and the birds were around me and I felt like him. Do you see how you guys, as and this is where, okay, St. Francis wants us to know right this second, right now, this message. As sacred geometry says, I feel very connected to him. As each of us embodies this energy, and even as you're playing the music and feeling his energy, the strength in just me and Dave and anybody, sacred geometry, bringing this Assisi energy down, embodying it, is changing everything. And we are assisting St. Francis right now, or as Pope Francis, we are assisting St. Francis energy right now for everything that Dave just said, connecting to the Christ consciousness energy, understanding the connection to all these things, understanding that when we're playing music and the birds, the singing, my guides have been telling me over and over again through all kinds of weird synchronicities these last several days, I've got to start singing and dancing more. There's all kinds of stuff that are in the works that I haven't been doing either for a variety of reasons. So all of these are messages to me. So when sacred geometry says these, it gives also me the confirmation that St. Francis energy is very, very strong in all of us right now. We are all being guided to connect with our animal spirits in ways we never have before. And Earth Star Ivy says, you're one of those who understands the magic my kitties have. And I wanted to say too to you guys too, if you wanted to share that Ivy, Earth Star Village, she actually does breed these beautiful Tennessee Bobcats and ragdoll cats, and they're just beautiful, magical little beings. And so truly that little being, that little cat came into my life for a very short time, but it changed everything. And it was you know, and we often wonder about why sometimes people die, transition, maybe there are people recently in our lives who lost a baby and during pregnancy. We have to remember that these beings, all of these beings, including us, sometimes we come in here just to put our toe in the pond, to see what it's like to be in physical reality. And we just decide, maybe not now. Maybe I'll do this another time, or maybe I came long enough to give that person, mother and or father, a very special message, something they needed to learn and grow from. And that person was a coordination with that individual for them to learn something very deep within themselves, or as I've been guided to share with many of you, as I've shared with Dave and a few people personally and privately, this ability for the children being born this year, specifically in November, but these children being born this year, and they're even expanding right now the idea of not just in November, and there was also this message I received about children being born this year, but specifically in November at 11:11 a.m. or p.m., whatever the case may be, but also children being born under the times of, no matter where in the world, 111, 222, and so forth. But the entire message was that these children being born at this time, specifically this year, specifically November, specifically even more so during this time, those specific time periods, in that these children will have a very specific and special connection to each other. But that overall, this idea is to help us all understand our own connection to the hybrid children, to what the hybridization program actually means, and to how we are preparing to connect with these children in a special way, and how the parents on Earth and the children that are being born, and the children that are actually to be born right now are sending and receiving. The parents and the children will be receiving to be able to talk to each other and receive messages from the child. The parents, the mother and the father, will be able to receive telepathically and in dream states messages from the child themselves in a way we've never been able to do before. So this information was something that I've been guided to talk about a little bit at a time, and for whatever reason, I was being guided to share it a little bit more today. So part of that idea is that these parents are going to be receiving and have a very special telepathic connection with the children, and all of us are going to be developing a very special connection with these hybrid children that we've never had before. All of this is coming into play and more strongly than ever within the next, between now, July, and the end of this year, specifically on 12/21. So there is also that idea of 12/21 being a very special day as well. So vibrationally speaking, as well as for a variety of other reasons. So
it reminds me too,
yes,
the idea of Saint Francis specifically working toward the idea of bringing the Christ consciousness into everyone. That my friend mentioned about how certain people might be connecting to the Christ consciousness and Jesus or Mary. Just the times and energies are ripe, I guess, for these things to come in. So, of course, St. Francis is probably here to help with that. And a lot of you listening may be noticing that, and maybe noticing it through him as sort of an ambassador.
Well, that's a very good way to put it. Because when I very first started my channel, that's actually one of the first things they told me was that I am, you, all of us are galactic ambassadors. We are ambassadors. So very interesting that you use that specific word.
And I look here.
Oh, yes.
And I now remember that I know what that is because we did look it up.
He's pointing to my journal. So this is why I've been writing all my notes in, you guys, for everything. So.
And we were trying to figure out what it was used for.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rattle.
That's right. Oh my God, I forgot.
A baby's rattle.
It's a baby. You guys, this is a baby rattle. No kidding. We didn't know what it was, and we found out it's a rattle.
That you shake it and it makes rattling noises.
Baby rattle? Okay. Thank you. See what a beautiful synchronicity that was? Oh my God.
As we talk about the new babies.
As I talk about, and see, as you can see, these are all my notes from today. So I've been scribbling and writing things about St. Francis. And so just looking at these, but look at this image of her. So again, funny how I could actually write down numbers and still add them up wrong. Gosh. Oh, Earth Day. So the next Earth Day is on 4/22/2021. So Earth Day, there's been a few things in my own life that I have celebrated on Earth Day. So something, I'm not sure what's being said here right now, but something about also, I guess because it said in the notes that I just read to you guys that St. Francis was the original advocate of Earth Day. So there's something that they're telling me right now about that idea for Earth Day for next year, so it's 4/22. Well, okay, let me make sure I added it up right. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So it equals 13, transform. Whatever that means, you guys, next Earth Day, the date equals 13, transform. So again, this whole idea of transformation. Hi, Liney. Hey, girl. Speaking of Lyrians and lion energy, my friend Liney. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for all the synchronicities you've been sending us too. It's very interesting how when we share these things with each other, something else I wanted to share, something Liney made me think of. I don't know, something about her clown. She was talking about having the urge to draw a clown. And I was thinking about Tears of a Clown and how so many people put smiles and masks on their faces and yet they're so sad inside, and how, so it made me think about that and how maybe reaching out to somebody who you may be guided, as Dave said earlier about Dolores, reaching out to somebody that maybe on the outside they're putting on this smiling mask, and maybe on the inside that they really need to be reached out to, and that sometimes people are afraid to reach out and ask for help. I know I'm terrible when it comes to asking for help about anything at all. And so allowing someone to help you, allowing someone to be your guide and assist you. And maybe somebody needs to be vulnerable. Maybe somebody needs to open their truth and say something that maybe that they've been worried to say. So I love you. And thank you for all of your love and support lately as I go through all of my own transitions and growing pains and things. So, and all of you too, that when you reach out to me personally and privately, oh, I hear a rattle, and I've got a couple of rattles around too.
Now, Dave, you can't let Wendy off the hook. That's so true that women have a hard time asking for help.
And he doesn't, believe me, he doesn't. And
that's good.
I swear every day he asks me, how can I help you? And every day, how can I make you stay better?
I have my permission slip.
Yes.
You heard it.
Yes. There it is. You gave him permission, Cosmo. So there you go.
That's cool. That's
from
cool.
the Cosmo. So there you go. And it was just so funny that I named that cat Cosmo. It was just the weirdest thing ever. It was just like, I just knew that somehow, and it's just so funny when I saw your name Cosmo, I'm like, oh my God. And it was a cat, and it was a white cat with blue eyes. And it helped. And I'm telling you guys, even that cat Cosmo helped me connect to my hybrid children. And I wanted to say that Jody Lynn Runyon just says hybrid popped in my head as soon as you started talking about these children coming in. So this is something that there is no coincidences. There are no coincidences, even that your name is that you chose the name Cosmo to come in here with, and that Cosmo was the cat's name, and even our connection, yours and mine, to the cat energy, the Lyran energy, to our Lyran guides, and the Lyran guide that me and you and Lainey share. So there's a lot of that I'm feeling right now. So I know she's with us right now, and both of you know exactly who I'm talking about. So, and just for all of you, her name is Tekkrr, Tekkrr, Tekkrr. So they said it was okay to share her. She said it was okay to share her name. So for all of you who want to tap into her energy, she is also here to help all of us on this journey. And they help us in our light bodies and as much as they can with us, as far as asking them for assistance with healing, medical issues, tapping into the idea, also to help connect with the hybrid children, she's saying. She's thanking us all for being together today. And
Do we need to lay still for her to help?
that was kind of funny. Yeah, where did we hear that? Laying still. Yes, that was on Rick's post.
Yeah.
Many of us have been guided. It's funny, I was just thinking about a cat, how and dogs really, but how cats like to sleep, and especially how cats and dogs like to sleep and lay in the sun, as Ranger does too. And what you just said about lying still. So I think that there's a message. Thank you for saying that from Tekkrr, that whenever you're guided to do so and have a moment of repose, whether it's to curl up in the sunlight or the moonlight or wherever or whenever you can, to take a few moments and say hello to her and to the Lyran, to the Lyrans, and to lie still for just a few minutes. And she's saying make a wish, but what she's saying is to just open your heart to whatever it is that you need, and that she is offering her assistance. So I'm reminded, thank you, Daniel, for what you said about my singing voice, because she's reminding me about us singing and the Lyran and the lyre and music, and using music. And we use music a lot here in this house to connect with a lot of things, a lot of guidance I receive, we all receive here, and I receive and have always received in my life. I've received a lot of guidance through music and song lyrics. So she's saying lyric, lyre, Lyran, lyrics, spelling, words, magic, lyrics. I've always been a song lyricist. It's something I've always been writing song lyrics all my life.
I'm getting row, row, row your boat.
Oh, no, not again. Okay, I will indulge you.
I'm going to wait.
No, go ahead.
That's good. No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Damn it.
You really think so?
Oh, you know it. Okay,
Are you sure?
I'm going to do it just because.
I want you to do it. And Dave,
true.
You can do it. I want to see you and Dave do it. Sing it.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Row, row, row your boat.
Life is but a dream.
Life is but a dream.
Gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily.
Life is but a dream. Very
Life
cool.
is a
Very
dream.
cool. Nice, Dave.
The
Thank you,
dream.
Wendy.
Thank you. I love you, and I forgot all about it, so thank you. Oh my God. You guys, life is our dream coming true. We are the dreams of Source. This, when we wake up in the morning, we are living a dream. This is the dream. Our multidimensional self is our reality. We visit each other. We have fun together. We dance and sing together. I dream about all of you. We drink wine together. We drink tea together. We go on. I cannot tell you how many times, and I've had in the last couple of weeks again, how many times we've been together in my dream states doing conventions, literally conventions, sharing this information together all over the world, gathering. I see us together in hotels, and whether or not that's real, and that's the real setting, it houses in each other's houses on the colonies. To Kerr, she comes to us from the human colonies. So she's helping assist us all in this process that we're all going through. So it's not something I talk about a lot, but being in the present energy, I'm reminded to remind all of you that there are colonies up there that are helping us, and that we can ask for assistance to be brought to the colonies to help us with our light bodies. They literally take us in our dream state, and they literally do help us with physical agility, healing, light language activations, enhancing and our psychic abilities, advancing our psychic abilities, higher consciousness education, music, television. Many of us on the colonies are responsible for creating the content that goes in television and movies. And if you, as we started this channel on Fridays, for Goddess Fridays, that's one of the things that Dave and I have been guided to share with all of you is the breadcrumbs, the how we are connecting with our multidimensional selves through the reminders through television, relics, artifacts, movies. This is why we dress up in these things, to remind ourselves that it's all around us. We're being reminded all the time. Have fun, play. And part of that, and so part of Takur's message is to dance and sing more. She's been, I realized that she's been the one who's been telling me this for the last few days, and I didn't really understand that till now, that she's been one of the ones who's been with me, helping me, guiding me, and she's been my guide for a long time.
Even though you specifically asked her for help.
So all of us can ask her for her assistance and her help. And so the connections that I have with all of you too, and so many of you help assist me in reminding me of my connections, and to remind me to ask her for help. So thank you, because yeah, I forget. I forget. And she reminds me too, to remind me that she's been helping me in my sleep, and that even if I haven't, I have been asking for help energetically, and I've literally been saying to my guides, please help me figure this out, help me understand this, help me navigate this, and they're helping me. So I was guided to pass that along to all of you. So thank you all in your present company for reminding me about her and her energy and her help and her assistance. And I know that all of this gathering today was, as always, divinely guided and coordination as we ordain ourselves into the higher consciousness, Christ crystalline energy. So thank you all for joining us today. Is there any more that we'd like to talk about or expand on? And I thought I was guided to also, where to go?
Drunatic asks, I also wanted to know if I have hybrid children.
Yes.
So I can answer this question.
Please do.
And I'm stealing
Yes,
a
go,
Bashar answer.
go ahead.
If you've asked, you probably do.
Yes, if you're asking, then the answer's already within you, and that is your answer.
Well, be careful with the hybrid children, because just think of child support.
Mhm.
That's gonna be
abundance,
expensive.
the abundance will happen, right? The abundance will happen. Daniel, thank you. Battery is running low. He says thanks for everything, guys. Have a great 12/24. Thank you. And he says he'll be there. Yes, you are. Yes, you will be. And our wolf pack is here together. So thank you for joining us today, Daniel, and every week. Thank you.
So Cosmo, I'm guided, I guess, to comment on that, and that is the hybrid children child support is a very inexpensive program in which all you really have to do is think about them, and the support is paid off.
There you go. And you already know you have a bunch too, buddy. So
What?
you know it.
I'm not going there today. Very cool, Dave.
I'm going to pull a card, you guys, as we say goodbye today. I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of the Unicorns, because I'm excited about my unicorn wish here. And it's I'm just feeling this energy today. And Aurora Borealis. So there's our Northern Lights. And to wish us all to recognize the guidance from our higher selves through these permission slips to help us take the next step to what does independence mean to us? And what does it mean to us individually? What does it mean to us globally? And what freedoms are we looking for? And where can we step up as leaders to show those currently in power that we are now the ones who are going to lead? Where are you and each one of us are being asked, where are you going to take your next step to independence? And I thank all of you for bringing your guides with us today, your team, and my guides. Thank all of you.
And take a moment to say hello to your past and future selves. And I just wanted to relay a message to our past and future selves and the Sasani, who likely are among that category.
Yes.
That it does not escape us that Epsilon, whom you are familiar,
thank you,
also means to wish.
Oh, I forgot.
And it did not escape us of the synchronicity.
And Epsilon, the letter,
is a sideways W.
Is a sideways W. Wish. And Tukur, in addition to the rest of the message, said, when we take a few moments, whether it's the sunlight or the moonlight, to take that restful period and allow the downloads, if you are so inspired to do so, allow the downloads to be received in that moment from her and her assistance from the Lyrians in harmony. She's saying, in helping you create harmony in your own life by speaking your truth and exerting your independence, but doing it in a loving, manner that simply states, I accept what I need in this now, and I need no one's permission to do so, for I am an independent soul. and yet I am also part of all that is, and can access all that is. And to allow this download and this Lyran activation within us to allow us to become more lithe, to become more sensitive and sensory to our multidimensionality. Cats are able to see the threads, the webs that connects us to our multidimensionality. This download will assist us all in connecting more fully to that remembering of the ability to see the threads that we have with each other, the connections that we have with each other. Mia zodopeshene tebe kiato ushonosu piatoveshene se. And we have to remember something they wanted me to reiterate as Genetic's message about, actually don't feel I have hybrid children, but who knows, is that basically what that means is that we have agreed to allow our DNA to be used to help create a new species of beings. So when we say hybrid children, and when we say, are they mine and how many do I have? Really, that simply means how much more of a percentage of my DNA is a part of this person or this being. But in the sense that they're simply like all of our children, if you will, and that, but yes, some of them have more maybe of our or my or DNA to what you want to call your children. But again, that also, this idea is to help us understand the magnitude and understand more fully our part that we've played in all of this, and that information will also be downloaded to us in our dream states. So that's part of that information. Thank you so much, Lisa. She says, thank you for showing up today and sharing your loving energy. And to our wonderful hosts, Wendy and Dave. Well, thank you so much. And thank you all of you. And again, on the days that I don't want to show up, are really the days when I know I need to show up. And that's when I need to, and I think, and you guys make all the difference, because on the days that I don't want to show up, I remember why I'm here, this is my love and my passion, and knowing that you guys are out there waiting, wanting to connect with us makes all the difference in the world, even when I threaten to never do this again. And so, oh, look, you guys, thank you. Oh my gosh, look at the name of the creator of the deck. This Cordelia Francesca Brabs. Francesca, Francis, Aurora, Star. Look at that beautiful horse. So, Nia savashanate ilasono so suposono tua shanate. Tiva sono to veshena ila alahana takilahano pora shasaseto. Nisara sinono mianamora tiatur koreshe. Siva somiasa italiana namala tiaturoko shano siva sonotea. Nia ayana tiatoreke.
3:45.
Rebirth. 3:45 on the time. And we leave you today with this beautiful, beautiful flower. Rebirth. Remember what we said earlier today about even all of us being born. Birthday, rebirth. Are you kidding? Rebirth, birthdays. We just talked about your solar return, being born new every moment. The card is rebirth. Is that a dove? Sure looks like a dove. I don't know. And then today we were looking at little nest things in the tree. Yes.
And
really,
the Eucharist concept is also that you have to die to be reborn as part of transforming into your new self with the Christ consciousness.
rebirth. We couldn't have asked for a better card today, rebirth, on this idea of birthdays, celebrating the birth of the United States. Reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. That, my friends, is the best card we could have left with today, rebirth. May you all feel every morning that you wake up grateful to begin a new day. Thank you, Dave, for telling me every morning how grateful you are to spend another day with me, and how grateful I am to spend every moment with you and with all of us and with all of you. And I cannot tell you how much I'm learning about being in the moment and making the most of every moment. And I do like to say how much when he says, I look forward to spending another day with you, or today with you, how much I like saying, what magic can we make today? Because that's what it is how much magic can each of us make today as we're reborn. And to thank all of you for helping me be reborn every day and remind myself of my own goddess inside of me, and to remind me that the emissaries of the Light Collective are here with me and with all of you to remind us all that the light within you illuminates the light within me, and the light within me illuminates the light within you. And together we more fully and brightly illuminate the light of all that is in each and every one of us, and to all of each and every one of us. And once again, it is in divine grace, gratitude, honor, and humility that I thank you all for bringing yourselves today, your guides, and allowing me and my guides to share our perspectives with you. And I am in deep gratitude and humility for all of you sharing yours with me. And you light up my life, and you are my mirror as I am yours, and as you are mine. Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. And whenever you see fireworks, remember, you are stars. You are all beautiful rainbow stars. Thank you. So go out and shine and be colorful and be loud and amazing, and be that loud thunder. As Dave said to me today, what did you say? There's no time or reason to be subtle.
Mhm.
I love you guys.